Welcome to another edition of Zips Weekly. I'm your host, David Suntup. We'll take a look back at the past week in Zips athletics. Akron women's soccer was in New England this past weekend. The men's soccer team was home for the first time this season in the University of Akron tournament, and Akron women's volleyball was in Nebraska. We start off with Akron women's soccer playing on a Boston University team receiving votes. Akron and Boston University played to a 1-all tie at Nickerson Field on Friday night. The Zips trailed 1-0 after a Terriers goal in the 10th minute, but Akron tied it up in the 47th minute. Karina Atkinson scored her first goal of the season off an assist from captain Lonnie Smith on a corner kick. It was the first goal for Atkinson in 2 years. Coach Cruff said his team started the game playing scared, but afterwards he said, "I could not be more proud of a team than I am of this team tonight." Akron wrapped up its 2-game road trip this past Sunday with a 3-2 victory in double overtime at Bryant. The Zips won it in the 108th minute. Senior Karina Atkinson was named the MAC Women's Soccer Player of the Week for her performance this past weekend. Karina Atkinson's cross into the box bounced off a couple Bryant players into the net. Cindy Blomquist scored the first goal for the Zips in the 15th minute, and freshman Amy Dean scored her second goal of the season to break a 1-all tie in the 37th minute. Claire Adey had 5 saves in goal for Akron. The Zips improved to 3-3-1, including 2-0-1 in their last 3 games. Akron men's soccer returned home after racking up 5,000 air miles with trips to New Mexico and Florida. The Zips entered the University of Akron tournament 0-2-1, looking for their first win in front of the AK Rowdies. The Zips playing in their first home game of the season against UCF in the University of Akron tournament. Chance early on for Jessie Garcia, but it's booted away. Here's another opportunity. Sean Sept at the top of the box, but that shot deflected wide. Sept again trying to create some offense for the Zips. Rips a shot just wide left. He thought he had one. More Akron in the first half, dominating this game. Sept right in front of the goal, but that shot stopped. But the Zips would capitalize right here. Off a set piece, Saad Abdul-Salam heads it in for the goal in the 33rd minute. 1-0 Akron. The AK Rowdies are pumped up. And then in the second half, 66th minute, Jessie Garcia rips one into the back of the net to give the Zips a 2-0 lead off a feed from Sam Gainford. The Zips go on to win it 2-1 for their first victory of the season. Jessie Garcia with his first career goal, also assisted on the first goal of the game. Saad Abdul-Salam scored his first goal in 2 years. Jake Fenlison made 2 saves in goal for the Zips. Akron was very happy to come away with its first victory of the season in front of the home crowd.
I think we're finally coming together as a team over the past few games. I think we're learning and getting better each game. So I thought this game we finally came out, we drew the line, and we said like we wanted to win. So we went out, we played. It's our first home game, so we wanted to like show all the fans that we're here and we're ready. And I think we came together as a team and just played. Everyone did their part and worked hard.
Yeah, I thought we were excellent tonight. I thought we played well. You know, the one thing about this team, despite the results, they've kept their heads up. And you know what? You know, we've gotten better every game. I think you've seen that tonight, and you think, you know, you got a glimpse of maybe what we're capable of doing when we get it going, and it's only going to get better. You know, you saw a lot more of Akron soccer in the past, and, you know, for a good period of the game, I thought we were dominant. So very pleased.
The Zips wrapping up the University of Akron tournament against Hartford. Sean Sept shot saved by David McKinnon. Saad Abdul-Salam going aggressively for the ball. He's pulled down from behind. He wants a foul call. Later on, Sean Sept shot saved by David McKinnon, but the Zips will get on the board right here. Saad Abdul-Salam heads it into the net off the feed from Bryce Cregan. 1-0 Akron in the 31st minute. The Zips celebrate with the AK Rowdies. In the second half, another header, another goal. Brad Ruhak, his first career goal. 2-0 Zips in the 62nd minute. Adam Najim with the assist, and Akron goes on to win it by that score. Saad Abdul-Salam scores for the second straight game. 2 goals this season. Saad Abdul-Salam named the University of Akron Tournament Offensive MVP and the COMAC Player of the Week, while Brad Ruhak earned defensive MVP honors after scoring his first career goal and leading Akron to its first shutout of the season. 2 straight wins for the Zips. Akron also dealt Hartford its first loss of the season. Big weekend for Jared Embick and the Zips.
Yeah, I'm pleased with the performance. It's not, when you play Friday, Sunday, and you got less than 48 hours, you're not always going to have the legs or the energy, make it a pretty performance. And, at times I thought we looked good and played well. Other times it was just battling through fatigue and, bad periods, and it's just buckling down sometimes and doing it. And, in other games we've showed the panic. I think we kept our composure a little bit more, and we worked through it, and it's always nice to end the game in the opponent's half, and couldn't be more pleased with the effort. But that being said, we can still play better.
Akron women's volleyball was out in Lincoln, Nebraska to compete in the Emeritus Players Challenge this past weekend. The Zips dropped their first match to Colgate in 3 sets this past Friday. Nebraska native Mary Delich had 9 kills and a .438 hitting percentage. Julia Smagitz added 7 kills, and freshman Anna Wenger had 4, while junior Ashley Holder chipped in 22 assists. The Zips dropped their final match in the Emeritus Players Challenge on Saturday to Denver in 3 sets. Anna Wenger had 7 kills and 3 service aces. Carly Cusin had 22 assists and 8 digs, 2 digs shy of a double-double. Callie Mack had a match-high 18 digs. The Zips dropped to 5-5 and return home to face Robert Morris on Tuesday, September 16th. Both cross-country teams were out in Lexington, Kentucky this past weekend for the Bluegrass Invitational. The men's squad finished 6th out of 10 teams. Cuyahoga Falls native Kyle Cochran came in 15th place and was the Zips' top finisher 1 week after winning the Tommy Evans Invitational. The women's squad came in 8th place out of 10 schools. Freshman Natalie Zid led the Zips after finishing in 33rd place. Both teams have a couple weeks off before competing in the All-Ohio Championships on October 3rd at Cedarville University. The men's and women's golf teams participated in the Golfweek Program Challenge in Pawleys Island, South Carolina, around 26 miles south of Myrtle Beach last week. Akron men's golf wrapped up in 12th place after finishing the tournament 2 over par. J.B. Williams tied for 20th place after shooting 4 under in the tournament, while Harry Whittle finished tied for 25th place for the first top 25 finish of his career. Akron women's golf came in 8th place in the Golfweek Program Challenge. Frida Folberg finished 2nd after shooting 2 over par, the highest finish of her career. Folberg's performance earned her the MAC Women's Golfer of the Week award, while putter Herr tied for 9th place after shooting 7 over par for the tournament. Coming up this week in Zips Athletics. Akron women's tennis opens the season this Friday, September 19th, as part of the Akron shootout against UMBC, Duquesne, and Texas State. The Zips are opening up their new outdoor tennis facility. The tournament is 3 days long from this Friday to Sunday, September 21st. Akron women's soccer looks to extend its unbeaten streak to 4 matches when it hosts in-state foe Youngstown State this Friday, September 19th. It's the final non-conference game for the Zips. While Akron football is back in action after a bye week this Saturday, September 20th, when it takes on Marshall at InfoStation Stadium. The Zips are looking to move to 2-1 on the season. And finally, Akron men's soccer goes for its 3rd straight win when it welcomes Tulsa to First Energy Stadium Cub Cadet Field for a Saturday night kickoff. The Zips took down UCF and Hartford in the University of Akron tournament last weekend. That wraps up this edition of Zips Weekly. Coming up on next week's show, we'll recap Akron football's game against Marshall, the men's soccer team's match versus Tulsa, and Akron women's soccer's final non-conference game against Youngstown State. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm David Suntup for GoZips.com.